question and the seventh question. So here, out of these 6 questions, you have to try 4 questions. You can try 4 questions. Now, 2 questions you can just leave, and 4 questions you have to write answers. So this is essay type questions. Out of these essay type questions, now what are the questions that are easy? So this is easier because it comes from the first and second lessons of grade 10. First and second lessons of grade 10. And the third question, it comes from the third and fourth lessons of grade 10. And this one comes from the 5, 6, 7 lessons of grade 10. This one comes from the 8, sorry, no, this one 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 lessons of grade 10. And these questions come from grade 11. Now we are not going to talk about this one. No. So 4 questions come from grade 10. So now easy now. When you study grade 10, you can answer 4 questions and get an A pass. So that is the thing that normally students they don't have. So they don't pay attention on grade 10. They pay attention on grade 11. But grade 10 is the most important because 60% of the questions are coming from grade 10. Now here, I'm just going to take this one, the second lesson of grade 10. Because that is important, very easy. The easiest question in the question paper. When you cover up this question, lesson, you can answer the second question easily. The second question may come either from first lesson or the second lesson. Either from first lesson or the second lesson. 2016 was the first paper we had, and 17, 18, they have given the question from second lesson. 19 and 20, they have given the question from the first lesson. This year, 21 also, they gave the question from the second lesson. Now, because of that, by covering up the second lesson successfully, you can write answers for the second question of the oral paper easiest. The easiest question. However, what is the second lesson? Second lesson is what? Establishment of settlements in Sri Lanka. Establishment of settlements in Sri Lanka. Now, to write answers for this question, you should have a good understanding about the background and what are the areas where they are tested. Okay, where they are tested, so that Okay, sorry.
Anuradha, can you hear me?
Now, okay, now.
Ah,
Yes. Sorry for the interruption, so that I was disconnected, right? So now we were talking about this establishment of settlements. Now that is the easiest lesson and the area that we have to cover up. So then you can write answers easily. So I gave you here how the questions have come. Now when we take the establishment of settlements, now from this lesson, only three essay type questions can come. So only three. So because in this lesson we are talking about two sections, Stone Age man, Stone Age man, and then about the proto-historic. So Stone Age man was what? How the man had been born in Sri Lanka and what stage they have undergone. So the first stage, when they were using stone tools and living in natural caves. Proto-historic means the agricultural age. So here actually the questions are based on only these two sections. From the Stone Age men, they can give you only one question. So that is about their lifestyle. That's about their lifestyle. So about lifestyle, what they can ask? They can ask only three things. That's the food of Stone Age man and the communal life, how they live of Stone Age man and the technology. So this is only they can ask about the Stone Age man. So if you know about the food style, communal life, technology of Stone Age man, you can answer that question easily. In 2016 paper, they have given food style under three headings. So then you have to explain the food style of the Stone Age man under three headings. Okay. When it comes to proper historic man, they can this is only one essay type question that they can give. Okay, from the second essay. The second and third, only three questions they can give you. The second and third are what? One is about the barriers of proper historic man. Barriers of proper historic man. So here there are three types of barriers. You have explained the three types of barriers here. That is plate up, urn, and cyst barriers. So we have explained these three types of barriers in paragraphs. So that is the second question that can be given from this second question. What is the third question? Third one is about the nature of settlements. Nature of settlements of this proto-historic man. So this nature of settlements can be divided into three. That village settlements and intermediate settlements and urban settlements. Now see here, every question can be given under two headings or three headings. If you know how to answer this one, write three paragraphs on this one. So you are okay with three questions. Only these three questions can be given. This time in paper, nature of settlements have been given. So we can't expect the same question to be repeated every time, year to year. So this has been given already now this time. That means in this May paper, it has been given. So in your paper, that means this 2020 paper, they can give you this or this, either this or the more. So we have to understand this area very well. And if we know what are the question areas that are given, so that is very easy. Without studying everything, without by hearting everything, you should know the question areas that are given normally and get ready. So the thing is actually the students, they don't know what are the question areas that is given. They by heart the lesson and they don't know how to write answers. So then that is, kind of not effective. The study is not effective. The study is effective when you know the question areas. So then you can study that and keep. So that save your time, that save your effort, and easily you can get through, even because this is history is something that very boring. So that is something very boring and difficult. So now we'll start to learn about this Stone Age man. So Stone Age man of Sri Lanka has been born. So now this is the process that man, so ape became man. So ape became man process. This process happened in 4 places in the world. One such place is Sri Lanka. One such place is Sri Lanka. So earlier this had happened. The ape to man process happened in Germany, in Indonesia, in China, fourthly in Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, where? In Sri Lanka, Balanguda region. So in Balanguda region, before 125,000 years, humans have been born. So they were Homo sapiens. We call them as Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens were born in Balanguda region before 125,000 years. So Balanguda region, after being born, this Stone Age man, entire South Asian region has been subjected to 3 long rainy periods and 3 short dry periods. 3 long rainy periods and 3 short dry periods. Because of these 3 long rainy periods, what happened? Entire hill country had been subjected for erosion. Entire hill country had been subjected for erosion. So when we take a cross section of Sri Lanka like this, so if it was like this before that rainy season, what happened? So here this had been subjected to erosion, and presently we can see the soil layer like this. The central hill country had been subjected to erosion and the soil had been deposited on the other layers. So when you want to find the original layer, you have to dig down. So this is Balanguda region. So this one is Balanguda region. In this Balanguda region, when you dig down like about 90 feet from the surface, you will find a gravel layer. This gravel layer is known as lode. It is known as lode. In that layer only, you will find the evidences of the Stone Age man of Sri Lanka. So one such place that we can find evidences about the Stone Age man of Sri Lanka is what? Gem mines in Balanguda. Gem mines in Balanguda. Gem mines in Balanguda. So gem mines in Balanguda, you can find evidences about the Stone Age man. That is one place. Like that, they were living here initially. The initial man who was born in Sri Lanka, they were born in Balanguda and they were living in here. That is what? That is the Hambantara region. That is Hambantara region. So in Hambantara region, how? So this is like this. Like this. So when you dig down like 35 feet down, you will find once again a gravel layer. This gravel layer we call as, this is also a gravel layer. This gravel layer we call as Iranamadu formation. It is known as Iranamadu formation. Iranamadu formation. So why we call it as Iranamadu formation? Though it is located in Hambantara region, we call it as Iranamadu formation. Iranamadu is located here. This same gravel layer can be found everywhere in Sri Lanka in the coastal regions. Initially, it had been discovered from Iranamadu region. So because of that, we call this layer as what? Iranamadu formation. So if there is a question, what are the 2 places where evidences of Stone Age man in Sri Lanka had been found? One place is what? Gem mines in Balanguda region. Second one, Iranamadu formation. Now where they were living? The Stone Age man of Sri Lanka, they were mainly living in 2 types of habitations. 2 types of habitations. One, caves. They were living in caves, natural caves. So natural caves during the rainy period. During the rainy period, they are living in natural caves. And cave habitations, once again, you can divide into 2 categories. Wet zone caves. So caves located in wet zone and caves located in dry zone. So dry zone caves. So there are two types of cave habitations. Two types of dwellings are what? Caves and outdoor camps. Outdoor camps means what? They are the huts made by them with the hide of animal, with sticks of animal, bones of animal in open areas. So they were not so permanent. Outdoor camps and caves, natural caves to live in the rainy season. The cave, these are the two dwellings, two types of habitations. The cave habitations once again can be divided as wet zone caves and dry zone caves. So when we take the examples for wet zone caves, we can take Pahian, Gala, Kitul, Gala, Belilena, and Kurita Bhattachala. So they are the three examples for wet zone caves. There are two examples for dry zone caves. Sigiri Aligala, Sigiri Pota. Sigiri Aligala, Sigiri Pota. Outdoor camps we can divide into three categories. There are three categories of outdoor camps. One is outdoor camps in coastal areas. Outdoor camps in coastal areas. There are three places where we will find the evidences about the outdoor camps in coastal areas. Minha, Galkhand, Bundala, and Patirachal. So they are located here in Sri Lanka, in the coastal areas. And then in the dry zone also there are some outdoor camps. So one such example is Dillanben Palace. And like that, we have hunting grounds. Hunting grounds are where? Hunting grounds in hillside areas. So normally hunting grounds are found in hillside areas. So Bandaravel and Pottenpet. So this is the habitation. This is where they were living. This is where they were born. After being born, they have come to these zones, sorry, these dwellings. Normally, they were living in all the environmental zones in Sri Lanka, like the arid zone, semi-arid zone, dry zone, intermediate dry zone, wet zone, and mountainous intermediate dry zone. So all these six environment zones they were living. Now these dwellings can be found from all these environmental zones. Now see here, wet zone caves, caves in the wet zone. Dry zone caves, caves in the dry zone. And coastal areas, outdoor camps here. That is the semi-arid zone. And dry zone caves, caves in the dry zone. Sorry, outdoor camps in the dry zone. And hunting grounds in mountainous areas. So this is the introductory features of the Stone Age man of Sri Lanka. Then we can go to this lifestyle, food style, implements, technology of the Stone Age man. So I have uploaded two tubes. One is a short knot tube and one is a fast compression tube. Now we are going to discuss those two tubes within these 2 hours of this big seminar. I think you have downloaded that and got ready. So they are in the website. So if anyone has no tube, so quickly they can go and get download. If not, you just can write the answers in a piece of paper and later on you can download and complete the answers. Now we'll try to complete the short note first. Then we'll do the past paper questions using the short note and we'll see how easy the questions will be. Right. I'm going to get that tube. So this is the tube that I have uploaded to you. So this one. Wait. Right. So this is one tube. So this is one tube that I have uploaded. This is the short one, right? And this one I have uploaded. This is the question tube from 2016 to 2020. I have not included 21. 20 up to 20, the questions are there. So I'm going to discuss these two cues. Now I'm going to discuss the first one. Okay, so here. So the best thing is you have to get ready a highlight pen to highlight what is important because they are the things that come for the exam, right? Okay, now see here. When we take this chart now. Okay, right. Now I think you can see the chart now, right? So we'll come to the lesson here, right? So prehistoric era. Normally, prehistoric era means what? The time period that man had more tendency on hunting and living in natural caves. Normally, what was their livelihood? Hunting, and they were living in natural caves. So now you can feel that one here. Prehistoric era means a Stone Age, and that is hunting and living in natural caves. So that we are highlighting like this. So I have highlighted most important things. When we take the features of this lifestyle, what are the two main features of the lifestyle? Using hunting livelihood. So they were using hunting livelihood. Okay, so I have uploaded this tube to the website. So from the website you can get this time. So this is the second lesson of grade 10. And living in natural caves and outdoor camps. So living in natural caves and outdoor camps. Now here we have discussed that here. So they were living in there. They were living in natural caves and outdoor camps. Natural caves and outdoor camps. So two types of dwellings. Two types of dwellings of the Stone Age. Caves we can divide like this. Now for that classification we will do now. Right? So this one. So now habitations of Stone Age man. So habitations. So what are the two types of habitations? Cave habitations and the outdoor camps. So cave habitations, once again we can divide as what? Wet zone caves and dry zone caves. Now I gave you 3 wet zone caves. Examples for 3 wet zone caves. Now this short note has been designed according to how the questions are given in the exam. So now it is easy when you study this short note than studying the book. Because from the book you have to select the important points, you have to highlight them, then you have to classify them, you have to make a short note. So this short note has been already prepared. Be easy for them to refer. 3 types of wet zone caves: belly lena in Kulkala, Batadomala lena in Kurumita, and Pahian. So they are the 3 wet zone caves. 2 dry zone caves are what? Sigiri Aligal and Sigiri Potan. Both caves are located in Sigiri. They are located in dry zone. Sigiri Aligala, Sigiri Potala. So in one examination, they have asked the question like this: name 2 cave habitations with examples. So then you have to name these 2 habitations, wet zone caves and dry zone caves. Then you have to give examples for them. Okay, so normally in every essay adaptation, we have an structured essay question. Under structured essay questions, you are given like this, the questions. Yeah, I'm going to discuss the past repetitive also. Then you can see how this short note will be important and helpful in answering past paper questions. Okay, so outdoor camps and hunting grounds. That is the second type of dwellings. Outdoor dwellings once again can be divided into 2. Outdoor camps in coastal areas and outdoor camps in dry zone. 2 hunting grounds are what? Bandaraville and Cotton Plain. Those are the examples. 2 hunting grounds. So if we can complete this short note very quickly, we can go to the questions easily. What are the examples for the outdoor camps in coastal areas? Minihagal, Kanda, Gundala, and Patirajavela. So I told you all these things, places are located in Hambantota region. Hambantota region. So what is the example for the outdoor camps in dry zone, wetland and the palace? Now this is the classification. So this classification is needed to answer structured essay questions as well as MCQs. Structured essay questions as well as MCQs. Okay. Right. Now, the next thing. Two places where evidences of Stone Age man is found from Sri Lanka. I told you the place where they were born as well as the other place. Now, one is gem mines in Balangoda region or Ratnapura region. The gravel layer called load under 90 feet from the surface in gem mines. I told you that when you dig the ground from the surface like 90 feet, you will find a gravel layer. So that's known as that's known as gem mines in Ratnapura region. So in that layer, even you find these gems also. The gems are found even in that layer. So that is the layer normally we find evidences of the Stone Age. Okay. Second place is Iranamadu formation. So definition is needed. So you should by heart the definition. So what is the definition? The gravel layer covered with clay mixed sandy soil layer in semi-arid zone in Sri Lanka. In semi-arid zone in Sri Lanka. Normally, there's a method of determining the age of a soil. So, according to that method, we have discovered some of the places, the age, the how old is that soil. According to that, we can determine the Stone Age men who were living in Sri Lanka before 125,000 years, whether they were living in that soil layer or not. Okay, right. Now see here, Iranamadu formation. This area, it is 125,000 years old. Pathirajaveli in Hambantota, it is also 125,000 years old. In same Hambantota, there is a place known as Vellangoda. Vellangoda, 80,000 years old. The soil layer, 80,000 years old. Pahiyandagala, 38,000 years old. We call it as the place with the oldest culture. Why we call it as place with the oldest culture? From the first three regions, Iranamadu formation, Pathirajaveli in Hambantota, Vellangoda, we have found evidences about the Stone Age man. Maybe some things they have used, maybe some stone implements, maybe some equipment they made, maybe some of the evidences, but we have not discovered any skeleton. From the first three places, we have not found or discovered any skeleton. But from Pahiyangala only, we have discovered the oldest skeleton in Sri Lanka. The oldest skeleton in Sri Lanka had been found from Pahiyangala. So that's why we tell that the place with the oldest culture. Even from Battanabalena, we have discovered some skeletons. Even Kitulkala Belilana, we have discovered some skeletons. So after that, we had a culture. So in the exam, they are asking a question. What is the place with the oldest culture? So the answer is Pahiyangala. These places, you should know the age of the soil layer, but you should not, we have not discovered any skeletons, only the evidences we have discovered. Okay, right. So we can discuss the short note quickly and go for the questions. So then you can see how questions are answered. Okay, right. Now I'm moving on to the next one. Environmental zones where settlements of prehistoric men expanded to. I told you the 6 environmental zones. They were living in all these 6 environmental zones. But lowland, arid zone. So there is Jaffna region. No surface water. Rainfall is less than 750 millimeters. Very dry. Most of the time in the year, very dry. Less rainfall. Lowland semi-arid zone. Normally in Sri Lanka, we have two semi-arid zones in Mena and Hambantota. They are also, we find very less water, less rainfall, less surface water. And lowland dry zone, that is the dry zone in Sri Lanka. And lowland intermediate dry zone. Intermediate dry zone means where? That is in between dry and wet. And lowland wet zone, mountainous intermediate dry zone. So those are the 6 environmental zones that Stone Age man was living. In one examination, they have asked, name 3 environmental zones where settlements of prehistoric man expanded through. Then you have to write 3 environmental zones out of these 6. And in essay type questions, we will discuss about the lifestyle and food style. Until that, you should know the Stone Age man ate what? They ate plant foods as well as flesh of animals. Flesh of animals, those animals who live in their environment in plenty, like monkeys, like porcupine, like civet cat, stag, jungle fowl, even python, even hedgehog, even rabbit. The flesh of any animal that they find in their environment, they have hunted and eaten. Like that, some plant food items to get starch, like kitul seeds, kakuna seeds, wild plantains, wild breadfruit seeds, kernel of dotalu, many plant food items they collected and got them for to obtain carbohydrate. Even they have mixed salt to their food, so they have gone to maritime areas to find salt and got the salt, and they, after being baked this food, they added salt and eat. However, the most favorite food of the Stone Age man was oysters. This is not sea oysters, they are the tree snails, the snails living in wet zone in trees, and lagoon oysters. So that's the most favorite food item. So I'm not going to target on essay type questions here because this is a short note. So when we discuss essay type questions in detail, we can discuss about this food style and all those things. Then, 3 types of stone tools used by Stone Age men. That means they were using stone tools. These stone tools are 3 types. So what are 3 types of tools they were using? They were using mainly 2 types. One is large implements. The other one, micro implements. Why we call them as micro? Micro means these implements are less than 4.5 centimeters in length. Very small. So you can't make these micro implements using granite, because when you make a granite implement smaller and smaller and smaller, it will be breakable. It is easily breakable. So for large implements, they use granite. They use granite to make large implements. But these micro implements, they were using alabaster. So alabaster is a kind of stone which is harder than granite. Kahanda stone, even Kahanda is a kind of stone which is harder than granite. And micro implements also, they divide into 2. That means there are 2 types of micro implements: geometric micro implement. So what is geometric micro implements? The implements are given a geometrical shape, like a triangle or a circle or elongated something like that. These the other type is non-geometric. Geometric, non-geometric. So non-geometric means they have not been given a geometrical shape. However, micro. So these are 3 types of implements or the equipment used by Stone Age man: large stone implements, geometric micro implements, non-geometric micro implements. So that comes under what? That comes under the technology of the Stone Age. Okay. Right. So then you can see here the 3 types of Implements geometric micro tools made with more alabaster and little of Kanda stones. Non-geometric microstone tools mostly used less than 4.5 centimeters in length and large stone tools made with granite. Then, nature of the physical body. How high and what are the height of a grown male, height of a grown female, volume of the brain of a grown male, volume of the brain of the grown female. That you should know for the MC. Height of a grown male 174 centimeters, height of a grown female 166 centimeters, volume of the brain of grown male 1600 cubic centimeters, volume of the brain of a grown female 920, half of a man, and lifespan was 35 to 40 years. Yes, some have sent me the answers, that's correct. This you should know for the MCQs. Then what are rituals? Rituals means how they remove dead bodies. So that is also important. There are two main methods of removing dead bodies, so that's also important. You should know how they remove their dead bodies. There are two methods. Normally, burying is the method. So under burying, there are three methods. They are using three methods. Okay. Asking now what is the lesson that I am teaching. This is not grade 11, this is grade 10, first lesson. Okay, sorry, second lesson. Now, what are the three types of burials? It's good. Ravanayala, Pahiyankala, Kuvita, Patakamarena are the places where you will find these burials, but not the methods. So, what is the first method? So, they were using natural caves very rarely to live in the rainy season. Initial method was they are digging a small pit inside the cave. Digging a small pit inside the cave with a piece of bone or piece of horn or piece of stick, keeping the dead body there and covering it with garbage. Even covering it with garbage. So most of the time period in the year they were not using natural caves so that they could do this. Otherwise they can't, because when the dead body is getting spoiled, you can't live inside. Second method, when they started using these natural caves for a long time, so they changed the method. What is the method? So then this is the natural cave. They have buried the dead body outside the cave. Buried the dead body. Okay. And kept for like 3 months. After keeping the dead body like 3 months, what would happen? The fresh part is going out. The bones are remaining. The bones were brought back. So bones were brought back. And they are taking the skull. And skull separately taken. Now in the skull, normally there are protruded surfaces and rough surfaces. Some parts are there protruded out and rough. They rub this rough part against another stone. Rubbing the rough part against another stone to make this skull smooth, making the surface of the skull smooth. After making it smooth, they apply grinded brown stones. So there's a kind of stone known as brown stones found from the ground. They are yellow and red in color. These yellow and red brown stones they may grind and make a powder. After making that powder, that is applied on one half of the skull. And once again reburying these skeletons, bones in shallow pits around their settlements. So what is that method? Burying the dead body outside, keeping it for decay. Bones are brought back. There are some rough surfaces and protruded edges of the skull, and that is rubbed against another stone and make it smooth. And applying grinded brown stones on one side of the skull and reburying in shallow pits around the settlements. Such applied with brown stones, such skeletons have been found from far here. Now the skeletons found from Parthian color, we can see the skull had been applied with brown stones. And in Kuruite Batatombalena, skeletons were curled and buried. Curled and buried, maybe because of not having space to bury. Curled and buried skeletons were found from where? That is from Kuruite Batatombalena. And even from Ravana Ella caves, also, we have found some skeletons. What is the special feature about that? The skull had been perforated by dividing it into two. So here some holes have been perforated. So that is from Ravana Ella caves. Parthian applied with brownstones, curled and buried from Batatombalena. Okay, Batatombalena, and even the Ravana perforated the skull into two. So those are the three features of the burials. Okay. Yes. Now entire dead body was buried in it. Now see the three types of burials are here. These are three types of burials. Ravana, a skull of a man perforated, dividing it into two was found. Parthian the rough edges and the parts protruded outside the skull had been rubbed, leveled, and one side of it painted with red oak, that is the brown stones. Grinded brown stones had been found. Kuruite Batatombalena, the skeletons had been curled and buried. The skeletons had been curled and buried. So they are important for MCQs and short questions, structured questions. Now that's all about the Stone Age man. That's all about the Stone Age man. Now we are moving on to the proto-historic time period. So what is proto-historic time period? I told you, the agricultural time period. The agricultural time. How this man had come to that period? We call this period as Holocene. In Holocene era, what happened? So it is from 7000 BC to 4500 BC. Holocene. During this era, something happened. What is that? Something. A climatic change. A climatic change happened. So what was this climatic change? Increasing of world temperature. Increasing of world temperature. Increasing of world temperature. So because of this, what happened? The ice age ended. The ice age ended. Ice on the surface of the earth started melting. With melting of this the ice, what happened? Some areas had been uncovered. Some areas had been uncovered. And areas like South Asia became suitable for agriculture because the land had been uncovered because of melting of ice, increasing of world temperature. So people started growing crops, growing vegetables, growing grains, and their lifestyle had become an agricultural lifestyle. So they did not abandon their hunting livelihood. They did not stop hunting, but they started even agriculture. When they started agriculture, 5 changes have been experienced in the lifestyle. 5 changes. What are the 5 changes? In the Stone Age, they did hunting. Even they did hunting in this time period also. But they have gone for agriculture. So agriculture started during proto-historic time. So we call it as proto-historic time. Prehistoric time period, proto-historic time period, Stone Age, agricultural age, did hunting, started agriculture. Even hunting can be done. Even they hunted some animals and eat. Now even we eat fish. So when started agriculture, they can't go here and there. The nomadic lifestyle had been ended. After ending the nomadic lifestyle, they started settling. Here natural caves. Living in natural caves. They started settling permanently in houses. Okay, so they started building houses, making houses, settling permanently in one place. Otherwise, they can't do agriculture. So, living in natural caves, settling permanently. The second change of the lifestyle. Thirdly, they started. Now, here they were not using what? Stone implements. Stone implements they were using. But now they started using what? Iron implements. Iron implements they started using. So here stone implements, here iron implements. What they have produced through agriculture, they had to burn and cook. For that, they started using burned clay pots. They started using burned clay pots. Here we can see only burying was the method of removing dead bodies, but here they started burning dead bodies. Burning dead bodies. So these are the 5 changes experienced in the lifestyle when moving from Stone Age to protohistoric time. Hunting livelihood became agricultural livelihood. Used in natural caves and they started settling permanently in houses. Stone implements were used and iron implements were used after that, and burnt clay pots they started using. Burying dead bodies and become changed to burning dead bodies. So these are the implements means tools. Implements means tools. Yes, that's correct. Now here these are the 5 changes of the lifestyle. This time period that man had more tendency on using herbal food. These are the characteristic features of the lifestyle. Starting of agriculture, settling in permanent settlements. We write only one word for that, that is sedentism. Sedentism means settling permanently, using burnt clay pots, using iron implements, adopting proper burials means started burning dead bodies. Started burning dead bodies. These are the 5 changes of the lifestyle of the Stone Age. So we call this age in other names also. They are protohistoric Iron Age and New Iron Age. So what is protohistoric Iron Age? Why we call it as Iron Age? Because we start using iron. And New Iron Age. Right. Then see. Long-term geographical changes have influenced cultural transformations in this age. They affected entire South Asian region. It was a climatic change. What was this climatic change? We call it as the Geoperiod Holocene era. Holocene era means 7000 BC to 4100 BC, end of the Ice Age. So a suitable environment was created for agriculture due to the increase of temperature in the world. Okay, due to the increase of temperature in the world, population increase and a new social life was created. Population increase and a new social life was created. So these are the 3 types of burials. I told you that 3 types of burials used by protohistoric man is a question. So what are the 3 types of burials? Now earlier I explained the burials. So they were what? They were that digging in a small pit inside the cave, keeping the dead body and covering it with garbage. Now it's different. The first now, these are the burials of the proto-historic time period. The first one is clay tub burials. So what are clay tub burials? Under clay tub burials, what happened? The dead bodies were buried underground, keeping it for decaying like 3 months. Bones are remaining. Bones were brought back. Bones were brought back and bones were cremated. Bones were burnt. The bones were burnt inside a clay basin. So they make this clay basin. Holes were kept for ventilation, keeping the bones inside and covering it with a lid For the lid, they fix a clay tube for ventilation and then they burn. There are some remainings here. No? The remainings, once again, they put in a clay pot. This is the first person's remainings. When the second person died, the same thing happened. Buried, kept for 3 months or 4 months, for decaying. Bones are brought back. Bones are kept inside the clay tub. Cremated. Remainings they kept in a clay pot. Second person's clay pot. Sometimes after this is used for the second person, you cannot use this. Why? Back then this for. Sometimes after the third person cannot use. Sometimes after the fourth person cannot use. Until it is cracked and destroyed, they use the same clay pot, clay tub to burn the bones of these humans. After that, they keep all these clay pots inside the clay tub, and entire clay tub is buried underground. So that is a clay tub burials. So this much information is not given in your exam, sorry, your textbook. It is not explaining how it is done. So here this thing you have explained in the exam. They ask you. Sometimes what is not given in the textbook is asked from the exam. Because the professor who prepared the paper is not having any connection with the textbook. So this you have to explain. In the second type is what urn burials. Under urn burials, what happened? Entire dead body was cremated, burned. Entire dead body was burned. Here only bones were burned. Here entire dead body. The remainings they are keeping inside a clay pot, and the clay pot was buried underground. That is urn burials. The third type is cis burials. What is cis burials? The same thing happened. Dead body was burned. Remainings are kept in a clay pot. Now the clay pots are not just buried underground, they were deposited in properly prepared graves using stone implements. Sorry, stone splinters. Using stone splinters, they are making this grave, keeping that pot with remainings and covering it with a large granite slab. So this is burial. So you have to explain in 3 paragraphs. If the question is given, explain the 3 types of burials of the proton historic man. So then you cannot mix it up. You cannot explain the burials of the Stone Age man. You have to explain the burials of the proton historic man. So that's what some students they mix it up and they write something else. So then the marks are not given. So you have to be careful. Right. So these are the 3 types of burials then. So what are the 3 types here? Straight up burials. Cremation of undecayed parts of a human dead body in a tub made with raw clay. Evidences are found in Nikavalamulli in Ronwell and Kalotua in Attanakal. And urn burials, dead bodies were cremated, remainings kept in a clay pot, and the clay pot was buried underground. And implements means tools, correct? And cis burials, clay pots with remainings of cremated human body have been deposited in graves made with stone splinters in the shape of a square. Evidences are found from 3 places. Ibban Katua burial in Dabulla, Yatigal Kotta burial in Galevela, and Galsohon Kanatta in Yapa. Galsohon Kanatta in Yapa. Even clay tubs have been discovered from Beragala and Haldum. Beragala and Haldum. Right. Now see, the major evidence that reflects the characteristics of a house is the remnants of houses that have been discovered from Mudarancha Madam settlement. I told you that they started constructing houses, making houses. Such a house, ruins of such a house had been discovered from Mudarancha Madam settlement in Ratnapur district. So we don't explain here the structure of the house and all those things. That is something else that may count as a technology. So that is belonging to the 5th lesson of grade 10. the technology of Stone Age man and prehistoric man. So for the second lesson, it doesn't come. And the expansion of the settlements through the dry zone has been happened during early historic period. Early historic period is normally between 450 BC to 300 AD. So that is the time period of the early historic time period. Early historic time period means the time period that came after proto-historic. They settled as villagers and village leaders have been formed and the regional rulers have come up. So that is the time period. But no kings. After 300 AD, the king's time period comes. King's time period normally we call as historic era. The king's time period normally we call as what? Historic era. Settlements were mainly exited close to a river valley. But they did not go to the river valley. Though the river valley was very fertile, they did not establish their settlements in the river valley. Why? Because river valleys were regularly flooded. So river valleys are regularly flooded. So they did not go to the river valley. So they can't go to the river valley because settlements were destroyed. So what did they do? Closer to a river valley, no, this is a river valley. Closer to a river valley, they have made a small tank. And to the tank, they have taken water. How they have taken water? By blocking this water flow of the river. How they block the water flow of the river? By putting large stones. By putting large stones into the river, they block the water flow and they have taken that water of the tank, river to the tank through a canal. So this stuff is known as an anicut. In an anicut, what do? They block the water flow of the river by putting large stones, blocking the water flow in the river, and they make a canal and take water. So outside the river valley, this village is located. So this is the village. From Kirindi river valley, we can see the clear evidences how they made their villages outside the river valleys, not inside the river valleys. Why did not they go to the river valley? Because they did not know how to control floods. The method of controlling floods, they did not know. So they did not go to the river valley. And ruins of early village tanks located away from river valleys reflect the spread of settlements. So when we want to find out how their settlements were spread throughout Sri Lanka, we have to check or observe the ruins of early village tanks. Because every village there was a tank. Though the village had been destroyed, the ruined tanks are there. Still they are there in the dry zone. So when we observe the spread of these ruined village tanks, we can see, that how the settlements were spread. Okay, hierarchy, asking about hierarchy. Hierarchy means actually the order of, order means like, that means, right, okay, so that means king, even that chief minister, like there is a hierarchy. So when we take the present day hierarchy, president, prime minister, speaker, like there is a hierarchy. Yeah, highest to small, right? Yeah, for joining for any classes, you have to call for EDU-ZONE and join, right? So I think you know the numbers and everything, right? Okay. So now see here. So then here, these tanks receive rainfall through, water from rainfall and avarna. So what is avarna? I explain avarna. So what is avarna? It's an anicut. Anicut constructed by building short dams across rivers to block the river flow and diverting water through a canal. So that's an avarna, anicut. So early name for an anicut. So I explained how an anicut is constructed by blocking the water flow of the river by putting large stones, then constructing a canal and taking that water to the tank, small village tank. So what are Vapigam? Tank villages. Normally in these villages like this, we can see very few families are living. Very few families. So like when we take a tank village, so this is the village. I'm drawing the big scale, otherwise you can see. So every village was having a village tank. So every village was having a village tank. So this is a village tank. So this is the forest area because people are doing chain of cultivation. So when we take this village, now this is the hamlet. Hamlet means they are the houses have been constructed. In one place they have made their houses. Like 5, 6 families are living in a common normal village. So A family, B family, C family, D family, E family. So A family is having a chain here. B family is having a chain here in the forest. C family is having a chain here. So they do chain cultivation to obtain vegetable needs and grain needs. This is what? Paddy cultivated area. So A is paddy field, B is paddy field, C is paddy field. So this is a village area, small village with 5 families or 6 families. Normally 5 to 6 families are there. Villages are separated according to their production. So everyone in the village, sometimes they did the same production, same economic activity. As an example, everyone in the village, they were farmers and they did farming cultivation. Everyone in the village, they were doing what? Fishery sometimes because they have some sources to do fishing. Everyone in the village, sometimes they were making pots. So according to the economic activity, the villages are named. The village with of farmers, we call it as Kasikaragam. So what is Kasikaragam? Everyone in the village, they do farming. Manikaragam, everyone in the village, they do what? Gem mining and gem cutting. Kumbhakaragam, everyone in the village, they do what? Making pots. So like that, we name the village according to their economic activity. So people of Kasikaragam exchange their product with the people of Kumbhakaragam. So exchanging those. These are villages doing some production. And there are some villages providing a service. Pattanagama. So what is the Pattanagama? In the Pattanagama, people, they provide a service. A village located nearby a harbor. They provide services for the harbor. And Niyamgama is what? It's a trading village. Everyone in the village, they do trading activities. Niyamgama. So they are providing a service, production, and a service, right? Okay, right. Then see the different types of villages here. Okay, so Vapigama tank villages, some examples, Sundari Vapigama, Kada Vapigama, and some settlements where different types of professionals lived. Kasikaragama villages where farmers lived. Manikaragama villages where gem miners lived. Gopalagama villages where cow herds lived. Kevatagama villages where fishermen lived. Kumbhakaragama villages where potters lived, and Vadakigama villages where carpenters lived. And like that, villages existed on the basis of tasks. Pattanagam villages located nearby harbors. Niyamgam trading villages and Olagam deserted tank villages. So that is not providing any service. Now imagine that some villages they got a disease like corona, no cure, no developed medical technology. So what other people have to do? They have to keep those people in the village and leave the village and go to a new settlement. So such villages were known as Olagam. Deserted tank villages. It's not belonging to actually villages existed on the basis of past, but it has been given in the textbook like that. And a clear reflection of how the early historical settlements located outside the river valleys entered into river valley settlements can be given from a study done in Kirindi Oya Valley. So all these highlighted things are important for doing MCQs. Now we are going for the past paper due after writing this. So we have 45 minutes to discuss those questions. So we are not going to essay type questions here because we don't have time. So we will discuss all MCQs and structured essay questions on the past papers. Yes, you can get this tune. This is in the website. I have uploaded it to the website as well. If you need this tune,
Anuradha sir,
yes.
some students they are asking how to join your classes and how to download the tunes. So shall I explain, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, students. Okay, so I'll explain you how to join Anuradha sir's class, and I'll just explain you how to download the tune from our website. So first of all, you should visit our website with our website is EDU-ZONE So after you visiting the website, here there is an option called student login. After you log into our website, you will get an option called student login. Click on the student login. If you are a new student to our website, first of all, you have to fill this registration form. Very easy, totally free of charge for the registration. So you have to enter your name, your email address here, and you have to enter a preferred password here. Okay, and re-enter the same password here. When you are entering, avoid the letters, better put a number password here. And after that, enter your mobile number, enter your school, and select your grade. If you are 2022 O level, select this. 23 O level means select this. 24 O level means select this. Okay. And you select your medium, English medium or Sinhala medium or Tamil medium. So if you are an English medium student, means select the English medium. And after that, click on the register. After you click in the register, Buddha, here you will get a message in a green color box. Successfully you have registered. Now you can log in. So like that, you will get a green color message. After you get in that message, now you can log into our website. How to log into the website, Buddha? You have to enter your email address and the password. Which email address and which password? When you are registering, you gave an email address here. No, that email address only you have to enter here. When you are registering, you gave a password here. No, that password only you have to enter here. So I'll enter mine. Okay, and after that, enter your password and click on the what, Buddha, the sign in. After you click in the sign in option, here you can see, little scroll down, here you can see 3 boxes. So here what you should do, you have to select your grade, 9, 10, 11. Select your medium, English medium. Select the subject as history. After selecting the subject, select the lecturer name, Anuradha Dayarathna, and click on the show live lesson. After you click in the show live lesson option, here you have the what, the class slots. Okay, this is your free seminar slot. Here you can see free history seminar. Okay, so if you want to download the tunes, what you should do, first of all, you have to click on this red color label. So here there is a red color button. Just click on this join free option. After you clicking that option, Buddha, okay, after you clicking that option, here you have the tutorials now. So if you just click on this tutorial, here there are 2 tutorials uploaded in the website. Just click on this, Buddha. So then you can download the tune to your what, Buddha, mobile phone or for your laptop. Okay, so that is the way of downloading the tune. Wait. And some students, they are asking, sir, how to join Anuradha sir's class? So, Baba, if anyone wants to join the grade 11 class, the class fee is 1,400. Grade 10 class, the class fee is 1,200. If you are a grade 11 student, you can join the, if you are paying for grade 11, you can join the grade 10 class for free. Okay, you can join the grade 10 class for free of charge. So if anyone is willing to join the class, so how to join the class? Just click on the add lesson. So after you click in the add lesson, it says requested. Here you can see there is an option called requested. That means you made only a request. Still, you didn't make the payment. So after you making the payment only, you will be able to join the Anuradha sir's class. So you have 2 options to make the payment. The option number 1, you can deposit the money to this bank account number. For all the EDU-ZONE classes, you have to make the payment to this account number. Okay, you can deposit the money to this bank account number and simply you can upload the deposit slip in our website. Baba, assume after you depositing the money 1,400 to this bank account number, take a picture of the deposit slip and after that, click on choose file, select the image from the gallery, and after that, don't forget to click the upload option. After you click in the upload, okay, so you have to choose file, select the image, click the upload. After you click in the upload, you have to click OK, OK 2 times. You have to click OK, OK. How many times, Buddha? You should click how many times? 2 times. After you clicking OK, OK 2 times, the receipt will be visible to you like this. Okay. So your receipt will be what, Buddha? Visible to you what, Buddha? Then like this. Example. Okay. So after you upload in the deposit slip. Okay. So don't forget, Buddha, before you upload in the deposit slip, on the top of the deposit slip, you should write down these 4 details. On the top of the deposit slip, what are the details you have to upload, Buddha? You have to write down the what, Buddha? Your name. Okay, on the deposit slip is there. On the top of the deposit slip, you should write down your name. And after that, the lecturer name. You have to write down for which subject you made the payment and for which month you made the payment. So these 4 details you should write with a pen. After that only you have to take a picture and after that only you have to upload it in our website. Okay, so don't forget that you have to write down these 4 details with a pen. After that, take a picture and after that upload it in our website. Okay, so that is the first option. The second option, what you all can do. So if you have a debit card or a credit card, what you can do, Buddha? So there is an option called pay online now. So if you have a debit card, this is very easy, Buddha. So if you have a debit card or credit card, click on the pay online now. After that, what you all can do? Okay, after you clicking pay online now option, okay, you will redirect to a page like this. Here you can pay through Visa card, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. So example, if you are selecting Visa card, Buddha, okay, so only you have to enter 4 details. You have to enter your cardholder's name, okay, credit card or debit card number. Behind the card, there is a 3-digit number we call as CVV, and enter the expiry date. So front side of the card, there is an expiry date. So enter the expiry date and click on the pay. So after you click in the pay, for your mobile phone number, the number which you have registered in the bank, you will get a message, a code number, that is we call as OTP. In order to enter the OTP, you will get a box like this. So enter that OTP number, okay, which is sent to you over to the mobile phone, and again click on the pay. So after you click in the pay, Buddha, then and there your payment will be activated. After your payment is activated, you will get the Zoom links like this. So for your mobile phone, Buddha, you will get the Baba. If you go to the website, the free option will be converted into paid. And here you will get join to Zoom or join the Save Zoom. So like that, you will get the what, Buddha, link through the website itself. Very easy process. Okay, so now today I have explained you how to download the Jutes, how to join from the website, okay, how to register and how to make the payment, how to get the link. All the details I have explained you clearly. And Buddha, don't forget, okay, if you are uploading a deposit slip to the website, okay, make sure after you uploading the deposit slip, below the website, call the second number. This is our cashier's number. Call this number and inform her that you have uploaded the deposit slip. Ask her to accept the payment. So then she will check your payment. If everything is okay, she will upload it. One student is asking, sir, can I know Anuradha sir is coming for EDU-ZONE Kolannava? Yes, he is coming for EDU-ZONE Kolannava as well as EDU-ZONE Grand Pass branch. And one student is asking, sir, if you are making an online transfer. So when you are doing an online transfer, you have to, there is an option called beneficiary account narration or remark. So in that space, you have to type those details. After typing those details only, Buddha, you have to make the payment. Okay, so that is the option. The physical class, if time slots and details, timetable, if you want to get it, Buddha, send me a WhatsApp message. This is my first number is mine. send me a WhatsApp message mentioning your name, school, grade, and medium. So I will send you the timetable and everything. Okay, fine. Okay, so Anuradha sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you didn't mention the time, no?
That means the time of the classes, right?
Yeah, you didn't mention the time here, sir. So can
Yeah,
you say the students, what is the time, the grade 10 and the grade
yeah,
11?
yeah. Grade 11 classes, grand pass, we have
No,
taken
no,
at
no, 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 no. Online, sir. Here, online class here. You didn't
online
mention
classes.
the
Yeah,
time.
online classes are done in Tuesday. On Tuesday, 3:30 to 5, grade 10, 5 to 7, grade 11. And A plus revision program, paper class is on Sunday, 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. night.
Okay, so the A plus revision. So when you are going to start the next month?
No, sir, it already started, only 1 month we have done. 4 classes only finished.
Okay. The slot is
Only
not
for
going
one
to
lesson finished. Rest of the things are there.
okay, sir. So you will upload next month slot, no?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Students, any doubt you can send a message. Okay. Sir, what about your physical class times, sir? Grand pass?
Grandpas are on Monday, 3:30 to 5, grade 10, 5 to 7, grade 11.
What
And
about
Kolonava, we are going to start a new theory class on Thursday. That is from 3:30 to 5, grade 10 and 5 to 7, grade 11. A plus revision program on Friday, 3:30, 5:30. Kolonava.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. You can take the screen.
Okay, right. Right, students, now we'll discuss the past paper question, right? So I uploaded that also to the website. So this one is a past paper question too. So we'll discuss all these questions, not the essay type questions, but the MCQs and the structure essay using the short note that we have discussed, right? So here I'm taking the presentation of that. Right, so now see this one. So any additional note you can just note down, right? So see the first question. According to the time determination, the gravel layer of Iranamadu deposit formation in the area of Patirachavela, where stone tools have been discovered belonging to the prehistoric era. In our short note, I have given Patirachavela 125,000 years old. And 80,000 years old, I have given Velangoda. Now see what is the place of that short note. We'll see the place here. I have given this one. So I have given the place here. See, Mud formation 125,000 years, Patirachivali Hampathura 125,000 years, Velangoda Hampathura 80,000 years, Pahiyangal oldest culture 38,000 years. So from here you can write that answer, right? So that's the answer for the first question. That is 2016. A place which is considered as an area where much information has been found regarding the lifestyle of people in the prehistoric era of Sri Lanka. So I'm not giving you much chance of answering because of that we have only 30 minutes, right? So in the classes, normally we don't go in this rush and we will just discuss it slowly, giving you the chance of answering even. Okay, right. So then, what is the place? Pahiyan. Critically, we don't have any establishments. Okay, Katarodi, Kataruguru, no. Katarugama, no. Pahiyangal was the place where it gives much information regarding the lifestyle of people in the prehistoric era. Thus, Pahiyangal is the answer. And clear archaeological evidences regarding the use of iron in Sri Lanka has been found from. Now, the using of iron was belonging to proto-historic time. So clear evidences about this first time. So when we take that iron leaching, furnaces means stoves. That means now iron had been burned inside some stoves. So the evidences about these stoves had been found from Samanala region in Balangu and Alakula region in Sigi. Okay. But here asking not that. Here asking the first evidences about. So the first evidence was what? From a tomb, we have discovered an iron slag. So what is an iron slag? When extracting iron, the iron comes out. So iron is where iron is extracted from iron ore. Iron ore means iron plus soil. So iron plus soil you will find from the ground. That iron ore you have to heat. When heating, that extracted iron come out. That extracted iron will become cool, and that is known as an iron slag. A piece of an iron slag had been discovered from a tomb from Beragar. But asking clear archaeological evidences regarding the use of iron in Sri Lanka has been found for the first time during what period? During proto-historic time. Okay, during the proto-historic time. Iron and burned clay pots, you can see. Right, so this is the proto-historic era. Iron leaching technology will belong with that. Burnt clay pots, housing. All these things are done in proto-historic time. Now, what is prehistoric? Stone Age. Proto-historic, agricultural. Early historic, after proto-historic. That is the time period that leaders were born. Village leaders and regional rulers were born. Historic era means the time period of the kings. What is the main environmental factor that led the prehistoric man who lived on hunting to engage in agriculture? I told you the answer. So that was a climatic change. What are the climatic change? Increasing of world temperature. So it was a change of the climate from cold climate to a warm climate. So that is the ending of ice age. During what period? During Holocene era, between 7000 BC to 4500 BC. Right? Holocene era, yes. Then, of the following, what is the important factor that led to obtain an understanding about the expansion of the settlements in Sri Lanka during the early historic era? Now, see, in my short note, I have given here, see, expansion of settlements in early historic era. We can find for what? Spread of settlements, ruins of early village tanks located away from riverlands. So that show the spread of settlements. So that is the answer here. So answer here is what? How we can distribution of the village tax, ruin tanks, distribution of the village tax, right? So that is the evidence, right? So then the sixth question. So this is 2016 structured essay questions. Name three environmental zones where prehistoric man lived in Sri Lanka. I told you no. Once they have given that. Three environmental zones. I gave you six environmental zones. Out of these six, you can write three. Lowland dry zone, lowland wet zone, semi-arid zone, arid zone, intermediate dry zone, and mountainous dry intermediate zone. Any three. Right. Name two outdoor dwellings in the coastal areas and two cave dwellings where the prehistoric man was considered have lived. Now I told you from here they give some questions. This is the area. So this one, cave habitations, outdoor camps and hunting grounds. Here, from here they are giving some questions. So this is such a question. So name two outdoor dwellings in the coastal areas and two cave dwellings where the prehistoric man was considered to have lived. See, Miniha, Galkanda, Patirajavela, Bundela comes under what? Coastal areas. And Pahiankala, Kitulgala, Berin, Sikri, Aligala comes under what? Caves. Pahiankala and Kitulgala Belna belongs to Petson caves. Sikri, Aligala belongs to dry zone caves. However, caves. right? See the third one. Point out with two examples how the nature of food of people who lived in the prehistoric era of Sri Lanka was formed. I told you, food style had been given to write under two headings. Okay, right? So what are the two headings you are going to write? Two paragraphs you have write. So here in this short time period, I can't guide you how to write essay that questions answers. So that is a separate something. Okay. So but I can give you here the idea. So what is the idea? So you must write two paragraphs. The two paragraphs you have to write under these two. What? Consumption of plant food and consumption of flesh of animals. So these are the two headings, and you have to write two paragraphs. Okay, two paragraphs you have to write under these two headings. So then only you can get how many marks? 5. For each paragraph, at least you have to include 3 points. Now, when you are writing about consumption of plant food, so 3 varieties, 3 food habits you have to explain under that, like plant food items, main food item, wild plantains and wild breadfruit seeds. So you must write about that. That is the first point. Secondly, you must write about the other food items that give carbohydrate, plant food items like kitul seeds, coconut seeds, kernel of the oil, that thing. Then you must write about how they found that collecting these food items. So the 3 points must be included in one answer. So that's a separate guidance I have to do for writing. I say that questions. So suddenly we can't do. Like that consumption of flesh of animals, also 3 points you have to include in that paragraph. So then only full marks are given. Otherwise, now the mainly students they don't get marks and don't get good results for history because not that they don't know the subject, they know the subject, but they don't know how to write answers, how to approach questions. That is a special separate section. See the third one, using salt and oysters, that is okay, another heading. And explain with reference to two factors the rituals considered to have performed regarding dead bodies of a person who lived in proto-historic era. I told you that is another essay question that can be given. Okay, so clay tub burials, okay, and cis burials. That is the answer. Cremation of dead bodies in clay tubs, cremation of dead bodies and depositing underground and incest burials. So these are the two categories. So burials of proto-historic man that can come as a big question, is a right question. Here now lifestyle of Stone Age men had been given as a big question, and here burials of proto-historic time period that is given as a big question. Right, we'll go to the next one, 2017. An important incident of the proto-historic age of Sri Lanka is origin of the using of clay pots. So housing using iron implements, cremation of dead bodies, all they come under proto-historic. Making equipment out of the stone such as carts and kahad coming under Stone Age. Eating plant and animal food after being baked Stone Age. Living in a natural cave, spending a nomadic life, Stone Age. Okay, so proto-historic time period, origin of using of clay pots. So once again asking one such characteristic of proto-historic time period out of 5. And next one, so you can write additional notes if you want. An example which could be forwarded to prove the dwellers of this country before 3000 years ago knew the necessity of oxygen for the process of burning. Now that is also belonging to this one. Why they have kept some holes in clay tubs for ventilation, for taking oxygen in for burning. So what is the answer here? The answer is that clay tub burials found from various places of the country. From that only we can see that the air is needed for birth. From what era evidences we found about the rituals of burying dead bodies, digging out after decay, cleaning up the skull and painting it with brown stones red in color? The three types of burials of the Stone Age man. What is the phrase? Prehistoric era. Not in proto, in prehistory. So here, burying the dead bodies, digging out after decay, cleaning up the skull, protruded edges and rough surfaces of the skull had been rubbed against another stone, painting it with the brown stones, prehistoric. Proto-historic what? Clay tubs and earth burials and cyst burials. So that's why I told you, don't mix it up. So many are mixing it up. Right, 10. The opinion of the modern archaeologists is that the settlements in the early historic period in Sri Lanka expanded in outer areas of the river valleys. Which river valley? The last sentence of my short talk. Which river valley? Yes, Kirindi. Kirindi. Right, so then we'll go to the structured essay questions. Name three places where prehistoric stone tools have been found in the semi-arid zone in the southern province of Sri Lanka. Once again, they are asking the same thing with different wording. Here asking semi-arid zone in southern province. That is what that Hambantota region, Minihagakanda, Gundala, Patrach. They are the three places where Stone Age men are living. And state two salient features of the lifestyle of the prehistoric man. Two salient features, two main features. When you are given that question using stone tools, okay, yeah, implements tools, yes, and finding food by hunting and gathering by roaming. Those are the two salient features. Only there are two features in the lifestyle. That's hunting and using stone tools. Even living in natural caves, you can take if you want. A salient feature. Salient means main feature, important feature, outstanding feature, or temporary habitat. Okay. Name three environmental zones where prehistoric man lived in Sri Lanka. Once again, asking the same question. Repeated question. Lowland semi-arid zone, lowland dry zone, lowland dry intermediate zone. Once repeated question. What is the time period considered by the proto-historic age? The time period that man had more tendency of consuming herbal food. State three places where cemeteries were situated belonging to the proto-historic age. Three places. Ibban Katua, Galson Kanatin Yapav, Yatigal Burial. All these places, from all these places, we will find evidences about cyst burials. Cyst burials are found from these three places. That's the question. State three places where cemeteries were situated belonging to the proto-historic age. Even if you write the two places where clay tub burials are found, Nikavala Mulla in Duanvale and Akanaga, Kalotu, that's correct. But here, exactly this is correct. The three places where you find evidences about cyst burials. If you write Galevele Yapava, no problem. But exact place is Galson Kanatin Yapa. Yatigal Potin Galevele. Ibban Katua burial like that. Okay, then we'll go to the next 2018. No, the fourth question. Explain by stating three factors how the proto-historic man used the technology. Now see, technology of proto-historic man had been given as a question. So making iron implements, making burnt clay pots, burning, building houses is the answer. So normally this part will be learned, will be taught in the fifth lesson, not in the second lesson. But they have given this question for the second question because it is related to the second lesson. So that's why they have given. Okay. So, but however, this part will be taught in the fifth lesson. Right, then we can go for the 2018. The place which is considered as the oldest place where the information of the prehistoric man has been found. Oldest culture, that is Pahindu. Even I have given you the ages also. The column 1 below has some connection with the technological creations given in column 2. When column 2 is matched according to the sequence of the column 1, what is the correct answer? So, pure alabaster to make micro tools, speedy wind power for iron leaching, and small hills. Now, this is actually, this question is interconnected with the other lessons. So, that's why some things are there that you don't know. This speed wind power comes under the technology. Small hills even come under technology, iron leach. Bend of rivers come under the fifth lesson. Okay, nickel. So, however, answer is BDAC. So, in our A plus revision program, we do all these things: past paper questions, model questions, guidance for writing essay adaptations, everything will be done, right? It is considered that the expansion of settlements connected with the small tank systems were begun outside river valleys of the dry zone of the Sri Lanka. Now, I told you the river valley is what? Kiridium. Time period is what? Proto-historic. During proto-historic era only, they started expanding their settlements outer river valleys. Outer river valleys. Okay, what are the questions? They are structured as questions. The name used to identify the first human being who made early settlements in Sri Lanka, Homo sapiens. I told you, Homo sapiens were born in Balangur. And 2 environmental zones where they expanded in Sri Lanka. Once again, this is the third time that they were asking about environmental zones. Repeated questions. Lowland dry zone, lowland semi-arid zone, any two you can write. State 2 factors that led to regard the proto-historic age as an era of transformation. Why we call that age as a stage of transformation? Because many changes have been experienced. What are the changes? Usage of iron implements. That's a transformation. And even now see, like that you can write this answer. I'm not going to discuss that answer in that way because I think it takes time, right? So usage of iron implements, okay, and even that usage of permanent settlements, okay, that is the answer. So I'm not going to discuss that answer now, right? Write that answer now because it takes time. Describe with reference to 2 factors the nature of the settlements, the question that came this time. Then there you have to explain village settlements, intermediate settlements, and the urban settlements separately. You have to, okay, right, explain. So if you want to get a screenshot, you can, getting a screenshot is no problem. You can get this screenshot if you want, right? I'm not going to give you the time to write this. It takes time. So this answer you can write that. Okay, then 2019. What kind of settlements that Miniha Galkanda, which is considered to be settlement of the prehistoric man, is belonging to outdoor camps in coastal areas. Okay, mention 3 kinds of stones used by prehistoric man to make implements: alabaster, kahand, granite. Alabaster and Kanda stones were used to make micro implements. Granite was used to make large implements. However, three types of stones. Point out in order what? Two lowland wet zone caves used for living by prehistoric man. See, same things are repeated always. Kuruita Patadolena, Kitulgala Bedina. Two kinds of animals hunted by them. Black bear, civet cat, many animals are there. Now I told you the rabbit, okay, hedgehog. However, by using the short note, you can write many answers right in the past papers. Describe two changes that took place in the human life of proto-historic era. Oh, these are repeated question. Two changes that took place in the human life. So we wrote here. These are the two changes. Usage of iron implements and usage of permanent settlements. Two changes. Once again, you have to explain here. A repeated question. Explain three features that developed in the expansion pattern of settlements of early historic era. This is the question that came this time. Nature of settlements. Rural settlements, medium scale settlements, large urban settlements. Now, how many times it came? Even before time it had come in here. Three types of settlements. Here, nature of settlements. See? Nature of settlements. Here, once again, the nature of settlements. Here. And this time, 2021, May exam, nature of settlements. Though there's a set of questions that the professor is giving in the question paper. If we know the answer for those set of questions, it's easy. Already we have got ready and we are writing only the answer. So that's what here I'm just making you able of writing answers in that way. All the possible questions we will discuss with the answers, and then you are okay with the answer and you go to the exam and just recall and write. Otherwise, you have to think and organize and write it, finding information that's very difficult. Then that's why many students say that they don't have much time because they don't know. Okay. So then if you join that paper class, means A plus revision program is the paper class. So if you join the paper class, I will guide you how to write these answers and what are the possible questions and answers, everything we will discuss. So physically we have in Colonel and online also we have on Sunday. Right, 2020 question paper. What is the approximate number of years that is assured from today to say that the Homo sapien humans being begins lived in Sri Lanka 125,000 years old? During which era did colonies expanded centering village tanks in the dry zone? We know that early historic era. They were established in proto-historic era, they were expanded in early historic. And these are the structural questions. What is the geological era when huge rainfalls prevailed in this country? Holocene era. Name two places in Hambantota district where information on prehistoric human beings are available. Minihagalkan, Bundula, Patirajala. How many times this answer came? Only wording is different. How you understand it is only different, or the same answer. Okay. Then write two methods used by prehistoric human beings to get their food: hunting and gathering. Okay. Hunting is one method, gathering is the other. Name two varieties of herbal food used by the prehistoric human beings: yams and seeds. Describe with reference to two factors about the technological knowledge used by the proto-historic human beings as discovered through excavations in Uttarancha Madama. He asked him what is the answer they expect. Describe with difference two factors about the technological knowledge used by proto-historic humans. Technological knowledge. Once again, the technology of proto-historic man. Making iron implements, making burnt clay pots, and building houses. So this also had come, no? So how many times it came? So always the same set of questions they use and give or randomly some questions. So if you know the answers for these questions, you are able to write answers for all the questions successfully. Now today I want to show you that see how we can analyze the things and categorize the things and make short notes and how to approach the question paper. So we discussed the short note and we discussed the all the past paper questions related to that the second lesson. And now you know that it is really successful when we categorize like that, analyze like that, and make short notes. So I think that's only that we have to do today because the time is over and my work is over. So I think if anyone wants to join classes, they can join. The timetable you can get from EDU-ZONE. Through EDU-ZONE, you can join online and physical classes. And that is, I'm going to direct you to get an A pass with less effort. So otherwise, history is a boring subject and it will become so hard work. So when we do like this, I think you can get an A pass with less effort easy. Okay, right. So then I'm going to finish the work here. Thank you for joining this free seminar and hope to meet you in physical or online classes. Thank you very much for joining. Good night and God bless. Have a good day. Okay, good night and God bless.